Hi everybody, welcome to Model Trains. So today I am jumping ahead in my timetable and I'm going to review this Accurascale model which has just arrived today. This is the Accurascale buck jumper J69 Holden class, and this is the even though it's just arrived, they're actually sold out. So I can actually say this is a rare locomotive. This is a Liverpool Street Pilot, which is in a fantastic blue colour. And here's a number on the end. Holden J67 to J69 class 060T late British Rail, running number 68619. Accurascale part number is ACC 2429, lined dark blue, Liverpool Street Pilot, era 5. This was ordered back in, I think it was April 2024. So a year and a few months for this to arrive. So let's take this cover off and let's dive in. And Accurascale is saying this is the Accurascale exclusive. Well, I suppose it is. I think some of the other class are exclusives as well. Okay, so what do we get inside? Okay. This is a booklet about the buck jumpers. Oh, it's a little map here showing the route that it would have ran. It's nice to see. Some of these parts of England I know relatively well. Okay, a bit about the history. It's a very nice booklet. Really nice. Yeah, I'll have a read of that later when I have some spare time. And biographies about each model. That's really nice to see. And then the model itself that we're reviewing today, about its dark blue livery, etc. And here's a map of the Great Eastern Railway's main lines and connections. Brilliant. Well, that's a nice addition to see inside there. This is the operating manual. Oh, exploded diagram of parts. Okay, I always like to see these things. Information about how you get into the DCC decoder, which is the smoke doors just held on by magnets. And I think there's a small tool will be in here for helping the removal of the loading ramp that holds the chip. I think it's a Next 18 variant. I don't know if it's unique to this model, but yeah, worth doing a bit of checking on that. How to remove the body shell. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, alright, well that seems pretty straightforward. The roof also on this model is held on by magnets, so you can remove the cab roof for adding detailed figures, etc. So yeah, that's a nice instruction manual. Okay, here's a list of the functions for the decoder. And yeah, quite a lot of things on now. But that's based on the Lock Sound 5. Okay, but this is not a sound version. Oh, exclusive edition, very nice. this is all signed by the Accurascale team that I guess were involved with this project. That's nice. I see they're not numbered, but yeah, that's a nice little add-in. Okay, she's really, it always strikes me how much smaller they are in real life when you see these models. You think it's going to be a lot larger based on, you know, when you order it and images that you see of this unit. So here is a decoder tool. Yeah, okay, that's nice. I think I'm not chipping this at the moment, so I think I'll just put that to one side. Okay, we have destination boards in here, because the interesting thing with this model is you can fit destination boards on it quite easily, front and rear. I've got some vacuum pipes in there. Mostly destination boards, actually. I think it's the first time we've ever seen a model with the destination boards. So I'll just hold that up to the camera so you can see that. So yeah, it's a nice addition. First time I've seen that. And here she is, the J69 buck jumper. Very similar to the P-class. You have to be careful where you hold this because there's a lot of detailed parts fitted, and the brake rigging is fitted as well. I see. Okay, so I'm just holding it on the die-cast running board, and we've got the, let's see, yeah, we've got the vacuum pipes fitted at the front. God, it's a beautifully detailed model, my goodness. Wow, the logos, the decals are just absolutely spot on. Wheels have got the red lining on it. Amazing. This model as well, you basically fit your own coal to it. So in the back of the coal bunker is empty at the minute, so you just put in something to elevate the coal a little bit. You don't have to, you can entirely fill that with coal if you wished, but probably makes sense to put a bit of polystyrene or something in there. And then add your coal. Let's have a quick look at this at the roof to see if we can. Aha, this gets us inside here. The level of detail inside that cab is just outstanding. Wow, that is amazing. It's really, really nice. Let's put the, I don't have figures at the minute for it, but I believe this vent works as well. Or does it? Let's have a wee look. Oh, I think it does. Oh, it does. Okay. So the vent does work as well. Okay, that's really nice. And the smoke box door, that is magnetic. So, yeah. And that gets us into the decoder. And it'll just have a blanking plug on it at the moment. It's very innovative that you're able to get in there. And I can also see, let me get a wee marker. So these destination boards here, these just lift up the way. This is a blank, and you can use the ones from the inside the box with different destinations and just slide that and it'll fit into position. Same on the rear. They've got the destination board here. As I said, I think it's the first time I've actually seen that, and I really like that feature to be able to customize that. Sprung buffers. Underneath we can see it's got the return to center couplings, and these are NAM. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they lift out if needed, and you can swap them over. Wow, okay. So these were designed by William Holden in the early part of the 19th century, and I can't remember the exact number that was manufactured. I think it was something like around 20 were built. I'll tell you what, the water tanks are quite they're quite substantial, aren't they? The size of these water tanks, really huge. So, and then they were upgraded around about the 1920s, and they were called buck jumpers because they were a bit bouncy on the track, a bit lively. Yeah, but yeah, I'll tell you what, just the decoration level on this is just top notch. I mean, the P-Class was an amazing locomotive in detail and in running, and this one is right up there. I've just noticed something. I don't know. I'm just checking. Yeah, it's a very, very minor gripe, but the steps are not completely parallel. If I show you here, it's a little, I'm going to exaggerate, it's a little bit skewed. Tiny amount. And also on this side as well. Move my hand out of the way. Yeah, this one is slightly skewed that way. Very, very slightly. I mean, I know I'm exaggerating the angle, but the angle is more like that. So it's very slightly off. I don't know if it's taken a knock. Yeah, you can see it when you look underneath. It's more evident now. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just have a quick look on the magnifying glass just to double check. Okay, so under closer observation, these steps are factory fitted, glued into place, and they move around a bit. I mean, it's very, it feels fragile, really. Let's check all four just to, yeah, there's, I'm fairly sure looking at that, it's glued into place. But I mean, it's a very, very minor gripe. I was just, more my concern was that you know, a lot of you have been involved in the hobby a long time. Steps were infamous for getting broken on models. You know, models dating back to the 60s, 70s, 80s. So it's not that uncommon to buy a second-hand model where the steps have broken and you got to repair them or manufacture a new step. But they're just slightly out. It's just at the process of when they've been gluing them into place. But yeah, I don't. It's not a major issue. Well, I think we should get out to the track and see how this beautiful model runs. Okay, we're going to do the weigh in and through boxing style. So she's set at 0 and we'll add in the locomotive. And we're getting 171.31 grams. Okay, I think it was advertised as a bit higher than that, but yeah, it's a pretty small locomotive, so I would say that's relatively okay for this size of locomotive. I did notice when I took out the packaging that it was a nice sort of compact weight to it. So yeah, so that's a weight that we've recorded for her. Okay, and we've got the Liverpool Street pilot now on the track for her very first run. And yeah, I did a little bit of reading up on it. It's got helical gears on it to try and recreate the original speed or top speed of this locomotive, or in the range of speeds that she would have had. I was just reading there that you know, Liverpool Street, for those that don't know what the Liverpool Street is in reference to, this is in reference to Liverpool Street Station in London. And the locomotive performed, I think, mostly shunting duties, but it also did some short run passenger services as well. Now, whether that was just local branch line or just, you know, to a local station, I'm not too sure. So anyway, let's for its very first try, she's on half power. So let's oh, she jumped into life. Away she goes. Well, lovely and smooth running. This is a coreless motor that's inside this Accurascale model, which I think was the same as a P-Class. Just coming around now. Yeah, that's a very sensible speed. I've got her set now exactly at 50% on half power. Difficult to tell what the speed is, but it looks something like maybe 30 miles an hour. Fantastic. Now, just by the way she took off there, I don't think she can do a crawl, but let's try her. As I say, we're in low power, half power. Yeah, when it gets to about 3%, she just takes off. Well, it's a bit disappointing because I mean, this locomotive would have done shunting duties. So slow speed coupling would be a kind of an important aspect. Now, this is just old school DC that I'm running this on at the moment, but maybe in DCC you can get that speed honed down to a much lower level. Well, you know, there's still a lot of people out there using DC. So for shunting, that's not great, is it really? I mean, you can get by with coupling at those sort of speeds, but it's a bit haphazard. From a realism point of view, yeah. I mean, again, this is DC. On DCC, you might be able to get that speed trimmed way down. Okay, let's try the range of speed. So let's go at 50 again. Very sort of sensible kind of speed for this type of locomotive. We'll take it up to 75. Not much of an increase, which is fine. Full speed on half power is probably its maximum speed. Probably actually a bit fast actually. Difficult to tell how fast that would be, you know, scale speed wise. But I would say that's more. It's it goes probably faster than you need it to go. Let's leave it at that. So this was designed by William Holden. A lot of people will know William or the Holden designer for the Holden tank, which Hornby sold for many, many years, and they must have sold hundreds of thousands of those models and all different types of liveries. But the Holden tank refers to the class 101, which was a kind of it was a special design of a locomotive that was oil fired, almost a scientific design, but it wasn't really a success, and Great Western Railway took it on after a number of years and converted it to coal fired, and it didn't really work out. And after 10 years I think it was, she was scrapped. So it was a very let's say unsuccessful design, the class 101. And it's just ironic that Hornby sold, it's probably one of their highest selling models ever. But as far as I know, there was only one, and it didn't do too great. So back to this one here, the J69 buck jumper. Well, I love this locomotive. It's really a beautiful design. Again, it's right up there with the P class in terms of attention to detail, the paint finish, everything is just fantastic. She does lose a little bit of a mark on the slow crawl, but that's only in DC. I read an article that this locomotive ran right up until 1961, and unfortunately was withdrawn. But during its time working in the London area, the crews that looked after it, they actually received a slightly higher pay to keep the locomotive in a very clean condition, which I found that very interesting to read that comment, because I suppose in the late 50s into the 60s, there are many photographs of the locomotives, steam locomotives, covered in coal soot, and some of them weren't cleaned maybe as often as they could have been. Bear in mind, it would have been a big job to undertake to clean these things. But to read that the crews are actually paid slightly more to keep it clean was quite an interesting article. Okay, let's couple this up with some rolling stock and see how we get on with her. One thing I nearly forgot about was the firebox flicker effect. And the reason I forgot about it was because I didn't notice it. So I brought the model back and ran it on the rolling road to try and see if there was any glimpse of any firebox flicker. And I tried at different speeds, different angles. I tried to darken it as much as possible, and nothing. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. And I hope that on DCC that the firebox flicker does work, but the model has a lifetime warranty, so I can send it back at any time and get Accurascale to fix that issue if it is indeed an issue. Okay, so I've now got she's going to go on the North Line up to Lanark, and she's just going to be transferring an old British Rail coach. I'll pop it on the video. But this was a coach I picked up fairly recently from Bachmann just to see how it was. I knew it was older tooling. So this is its actual first run. I will be doing a separate review on it. But anyway, this is the coach. So we'll just see if we can reverse this up as slow as we can. Yeah, it's very difficult to do a slow coupling with this at the moment. I hope when I switch over to DCC for DCC running that I can dial that speed right down. Okay, so let's see how she performs with a little bit of a load. And as I say, we're going up in the North Line. So off she goes. Now, information on price for this model, for the standard non-sound DCC ready version is £139.99, and for the fully sound fitted version, it's $239.99, which is actually, I think that's a fair enough deal, because if you're to buy it DCC ready and then chip it yourself, the sound chip and speakers is about £114. So buying it as fitted, you're saving £14-ish around. Unfortunately, this lined dark blue Liverpool Street Pilot is sold out both in DCC ready and the sound version. It's proved to be exceptionally popular. I picked this one up really because the colour was kind of unique in my collection. I don't have another steam locomotive in this colour scheme, and I just loved the look of it, and I thought, well, this is the one that I'm going to get, and I'm certainly not disappointed. It's really a beautiful model. So let's have a look at the scores. So the J69, fantastic locomotive, almost perfect marks, only let down by the slow coupling crawl operations that she unfortunately is not able to do on DC. Will she be able to do it on DCC? Well, I do have the kit for it, I just haven't connected it up. So in the future I'll maybe do a separate review of DCC running to show that it can do a crawl and slow coupling, but at the moment she doesn't. And as there is so many people out there running DC, I can't really give it 25 at this stage. They're going pretty fast, and give it a week and I think that'll be it. You'll have to wait till run number 2, but I'm certainly glad that I pre-ordered this, waited patiently. So just adding a footnote to the video regarding the firebox flicker, I had a reread of the instructions, and my understanding now is that the firebox flicker only works on DCC mode, and it depends on the chip that you use, whether it's a steady glow or a flicker. That's my understanding. So I'm going to change the score to 24 out of 25. But aside from that, yeah, it's a great model. I'm glad I reread that, because I thought maybe there was something not working there, but it appears to be all in good shape. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, feel free to add them. Always generates interesting dialogue. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.